Hello, everybody. Hello, Professor Anderson. Thank you very much for being here, or for being there, really, but being with us.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you about the role of conflict, social tension, and antagonism in the path of fighting for democratic equality. In Chile, we are living a great crisis, political and social crisis, motivated by a claim against inequality. The demand has strained the country's climate, political climate, and sparked protest demonstrations daily, really daily, every day, and has generated a climate of discredit against all the authorities and against the elite in general. Some people say that it's necessary to move toward a greater equality, but leaving aside the political tension and protest, they think that such a level of conflict is dangerous for democracy. And others say that without this tension, this conflict, this level of demonstrations every day, there will be no progress. They think that democracy has to be able to process this level of conflict. So I would like to know, what do you think? Although if you're not familiar with particularities of Chilean reality, I'm interested in your opinion about the role of conflict, of antagonism, tension in the fight for equality.
Yes. So this gets back to the issue of protest movements and social movements. They're absolutely indispensable for equality. If you have an entrenched elite that's very privileged and self-reproducing, it's the only way to wake them up. You have to disrupt business as usual and wake them up and make them realize that business as usual cannot proceed. Yes, and sometimes that means that in fact, inevitably, it must mean that their lives are disrupted. And that they're going to be faced with a situation where change, substantial, fundamental change needs to happen. And you have to bring it to a head so that they recognize that they can't just go on. We've seen this with many movements. The classic case in the United States is the civil rights movement, and it did produce profound change over the course of decades. It's very powerful, and what you find is elites, they're still really well off afterwards. They haven't lost anything of any significance. They feel it. They feel they have, but in fact, life on the other side is still good for them. They'll survive it. So yes, when people have been ignored and neglected and trampled on, and elites seem insulated from the consequences of such destructive behavior, well, they got to be awakened. And mass protests are often the only way to do that. To change the terms of discussion, to force people in power to come to terms with the actual problems that they're, neglecting or imposing on other people. It's a vital part of every democratic order.